So last time on Phandelver Below, we were moseying our way back and came across a red wizard. And being the combative sort, we tried fighting him and his legion of undead. Didn't go well. Everybody basically died except for Frito, me. I don't know why I'm referring to myself in the third person. And the red wizard mercifully was like, okay, go do something for me, and I'll let you and your friends live. So I moseyed on to the Banshee, known as Agatha's lair, and asked her 2 questions, did the little 2 for 1, where the red wizard, I'm blanking on his name if he told us, wanted to know who built the tower, found that out, and then also my homie back in Phandelver wanted to know about a book that she was looking after, which had been lost long ago. So, with this information in hand, I returned. The red hooded man was like, cool, dipped, maybe to never have been seen again, and yeah, I think that was it. Also, I went through Coneyberry, which was a fucking shithole, to be honest. But
it was ruins and destroyed.
A major shithole.
Yep. Yes. I believe the one thing is, the Red Wizard was the first enemy. You guys were like, okay, we're done trying to talk to people. Let's just go in there and murder them. And then he was the one person who was like really receptive to just talking to you guys. One thing, just looking through people's character sheets, Robert, I noticed you have not equipped the Netherese ring.
Yes.
Do you want to equip it, or are you holding on to it to possibly give to someone else?
I was just holding on to it for now.
I think all 3 of you could benefit from it because it gives you +1 to your AC and saving throws. But
it's a nice ring you got there, Robert.
So
Thank you.
We start off. It's a new dawn. You guys set up camp last night, undisturbed in the night, with Frito's rapier as a source to warn you of any impending danger.
I also ask Tip if he senses any ennies nearby.
Tip!
Take that as a no.
Is there anything you would like to do in the morning? Are we going to take the wagon and start moving on out?
I guess, like, while we're having ration breakfast or whatever, I'll sort of approach the rest of the guys and be like, what's up, fellas? Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
It's Markiplier here.
Good to see you again.
Yes, good to I hope you slept or meditated well. I was dreaming about Wave Echo Cave. And, you know what Gundren said, that he wants us to go in there and defeat all the enemies. And I've just been thinking about our last few combats and how absolutely destroyed we've gotten. You know what I mean?
It's not.
No, I don't remember that.
Let's just be honest, guys. We're not the greatest warriors in the world. We've got Gerald, who's pretty strong, but even he got fucked over by those bugbears. Like, there's a lot of strange creatures in this world, and I'm not sure if just the 4 of us can take down the entirety of Wave Echo Cave, including the spider.
So we have to bring an army of bugbears.
Not necessarily bugbears.
Who the fuck said that?
I wasn't going to say an army of bugbears, but look, by the time we get back to Phandelver, we will have made many an ally in the town of Phandelver, including each other. But if you think about it, we've got Gundren, Sildar, I've got Duran, Carp's mom seems quite strong, we've got Finn, the guard, Gariel at the shrine, maybe this read-off character if we meet him in Thundertree, some of Frito's old friends, any other volunteers. We could gather a pretty strong force and head to Wave Echo Cave with like 20 people. They might die, but we've almost might died in every fight we've been in, so I feel like it's fair.
I need a lot of convincing to have those people go one-on-one, essentially, with the spider and all his goons.
Well, they don't have to one-on-one him.
Or goons. I don't know. Could be anyone. It could be Squidward's house.
What kind of wizard is that?
Oh, well, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
All right. Well, I'm sensing that you guys don't fuck with this plan. So, just try to come up with ideas of how to not get our ass kicked the next time we face off with bad guys.
At least with that guy, that red wizard, talking certainly helped. Obviously, if we're going up to toe with, goblins or bugbears, they're probably not going to want to talk to us. They're just going to want to kill us. But when you guys were down for the count and I had to go talk to the Banshee, she very much appreciated that I came correct, for use of better words, and was polite and kind towards her and respectful of her property. So, if we can, show people some kindness and appreciation, I'm sure that will go a long way. And towards your plan, I think that would also help in convincing people to join us in our Squad Legion gang.
So you're saying that unless we come across goblins, we should try to talk to people?
More or less, yeah.
I have no problem with that plan. There's plenty of people I wish had talked more. Certain wizard that lightning bolted me the second I saw him. Bastard. But yes, I think that's a good plan, Frito. I don't know if we'll be able to talk to the spider, but it wouldn't hurt. What would we even say? Like, hey man, I know you're trying to do this thing to, become the most powerful evil person in the world, but chill out, bro.
That's exactly what we say.
Right.
And it
Perfect.
might help if we can figure out what's motivating the spider to do all this.
Right.
And then use that as a ploy to reason with them to some extent.
Well, if you can figure that out, I'd be more than happy to tag along, because I've been trying to figure out shit about this spider since we found out about him, and all I've learned is that he might be a long goblin with a crystal in his head.
Perfect.
And he's not that, because he's a drow.
I was wondering,
yeah.
you specifically got told by someone that it was a drow. You're like, it might be a goblin.
Yeah, I was thinking of Rooksithid, sorry.
It's probably the goblin.
There's too many bad guys to keep track of, because we don't know shit about either of them. We just woke up, I'm already tired.
I'm going back to bed.
All I'm saying is I'm losing my confidence a little bit that just the four of us can finish what we've started, but I suppose we don't really have any other options.
Either I finish this or I get finished. And it's suddenly not my problem anymore.
What we could use as a rallying cry for the people of Phandelver is the promise that Wave Echo Cave would bring to the community. Is perhaps using that as a campaign tool would work very well, because then if Wave Echo Cave is back under the control, or at least influence, of those living in Phandelver, then obviously things would be a lot more prosperous, the quality of life would be a lot better, people would be happier. And that's something that I feel like our Squad Legion, and specifically my campaign, can offer that no other one, including that heinous union leader, whatever her fucking name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't offer that. Talia can't offer that.
Well,
so.
Frito, to be honest, I'm not sure you can either. You collectively will have 15% ownership in the mine, and I'm not sure Gundren would offer to let the town have ownership.
Well, not ownership, but I mean just the influence of Gundren and also my ownership of it, or I guess our collective ownership. I thought it was 16%. We all got 4%.
That sounds more correct.
Yeah.
I think just having that close by is going to attract a bunch more people.
That's exactly it, yeah.
To a very desolate area, so that's something we can offer.
It's also the fact that, clearing out the bad guys is very helpful to the town. I want to go back to what Robert just said a second ago, where he was like, if I'm going to do this no matter what, and if I die, who cares? Listen, I get that you've got, some problems or whatever, but it matters that some of us stay alive, okay?
Okay, so don't die.
We support you, Big Bobby.
Yes, Big Bobby, we do support you. I do think that you should see some sort of medical professional for your drug usage. But...
Well, I've been seeing things. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I'm sure. I've been seeing things sometimes, to be honest with you. Late night in the forest when we're camping out, you be walking around, my boy.
Oh no, it's hitting harder than I thought.
The point I'm trying to make is that some of us actually care about our lives. And I'm not saying you don't, but the thing you just said kind of
I don't.
that you...
No, you're correct.
Damn.
Well, we care about you, Big Bobby.
Yes.
That's the first time anyone's ever said that to me. Actually, no, that's the second time anyone's ever said that to me.
You're important, and you deserve to be loved.
I gotta go get high now.
You get a nosebleed.
We're worried about you, man.
But the greater point is that we should just try to be smarter and not get killed so much. Mainly me. So, stop listening to what I say, basically.
Well,
Here's all these ideas. Stop listening to me.
Okay, so we do the opposite of everything you just said.
Yes.
well
so-
at least in Wave Echo Cave, Horace, you won't have to worry about sunlight blinding you.
That's true. That will be a huge positive. Whoever said that, thank you.
Gerald,
Hello?
I'll thank you, Gerald. I bow to him.
In the wrong direction.
If we're doing the opposite of what I say, does that mean we just send one person into Wave Echo Cave?
He's got this, one at a time.
We'll send Tip in.
Tip.
Perfect.
Also, I don't know if you mentioned this or not, Frito, but what happened with the spell book we were supposed to get your friend?
Yeah, so, good news is the Banshee was kind enough to give me that information. Bad news is that, it was sold away 100 years ago, so, I don't know where the fuck it's at now.
you remember the name of who they sold it to?
Gee, let me conjure in my thoughts and remember what the name was.
Think back. It was only moments, hours ago, I guess.
Quite a traumatizing experience for me. I don't quite remember.
Well, do history.
Unnatural 20.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Unnatural 20 fuck.
There you go.
You remember that it was a necromancer named Tezernoth from the city of Erebor?
These names are so fucking hard for me to remember. Like,
Yeah. I just jot down a general idea of what I think that name would be spelled like, and then just like slight details to remember the context within when I heard it.
I'm just saying, when I have a, like, 4-syllable name that I've never heard before,
Tidrenasos!
like, it just instantly vanishes from my brain. Like, I get that we can't just be calling, like, people like Jim constantly and whatnot, and like Bob, but, you know, that's Big Bobby, of course. But,
Yo.
like, you just you said that name, and as I'm writing the note for it, like, 5 seconds after, it just disappears from my brain, never
said
to be seen again.
Tessernoth?
Yeah.
Tesser.
How did you spell that?
Tsernoth.
Perfect.
Where are they from? Tessernoth from what town?
Irebor?
The city of Erebor.
Areabor.
It's like
It's a boring area.
I know I'm pronouncing it like the Dwarven city in Lord of the Rings, but it's literally spelled Iriaebor. Ireabor?
Irebor? Yeah, that's
Something like that.
What was the name of my priestess friend again that was asking for that information?
Gario, I think. Some
Gario?
form
Yeah.
of that name.
Gariel, who's, if I remember how I roleplayed it, sort of into you. And
But
you
Fredo-
were adamantly against it.
Yeah. Sorry, not in the god's house.
It's not part of God's plan. Can't be wrong.
Alright. Frito recaps and gets people up to date with the side quests they have to do. And I assume you guys head out on your way towards Thundertree. If I remember correctly, you were just going to cut through the forest.
On the road again.
You set up camp for the night, eat some rations, wake up the next morning. If people have roleplay they want to do, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to move us forward.
The only other question I have written down is ask Frito where he got his sword from. So I guess I'd do that at some point during the night.
Start having PTSD flashbacks. I refuse to give that information. Mostly because I can't find it currently, so I can't give you the full deets.
Okay. Well, when you remember, let me know.
No.
Jeez. Shit.
I just sent you what I had written down for that, Nick.
By the time we find the spider, we're gonna fucking kill each other.
I forgot the rest was in Discord, too. Alright, I'll tell you. Fuck it.
I'm like about to go to bed. What? Okay.
Now that I've had some time to contemplate things.
Yes.
Well, I was kind of a shithole kid. I didn't have any family. to be honest, to spend time with. But as I was a teenager, I was taken in by a elder swordsman, a great swordsman by the name of Don Augusto, in my travels in Neverwinter. He showed me how to be a true swordsman, and we spent over a year together. I viewed him as like a father. Well, he had a feud. He had a feud with a name that might sound familiar to you all now, Lenny Balzac, or as I call him, Lenny Balsack. And so I hold back the tears. Finally, Augusto was able to kill Balzerac. And unfortunately, the Lenny that you guys know, Lenny Jr., killed him. So this sword I carry is actually that of my fallen master. So after I, remembered who it was after we came out of the forest, I went into that fit of rage because I hope to kill Junior with this sword someday. And I will not show him the kindness that he showed me.
Did you ever find out why Don Augusto, and Lenny Balzac Sr. had beef?
Not as much, no. It was something that Augusto was very hesitant to get into. It sounded like that it was a feud that had existed between their families for many an eon. And Augusto not having a family of his own, perhaps that led to him taking me in.
So he sort of forced this beef upon you in a way.
Well, I mean, I did pretty good for myself before I met Augusto, and
he did right by you.
Yes, he did do right by me, and perhaps this isn't his wishes. This is my own selfish desires. It seems Junior wants this familial beef to end, but I think it will end. But with my sword piercing through his chest.
Why do you think he is so willing to let it end? Is it because he's super cocky and an asshole? Or because he knows something that you could do to him, other than kill him, that would, be bad?
He's always been a pompous fuck his whole life. So I just think he looks down on me. Pity. That whole interaction we had just reeked of pity and scorn.
Yeah.
It's that he came from a, wealthy background and I came from nothing. He just can't get over that we had similar backgrounds.
Well, with more context, I am more ready than ever to help you with such a task.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
Yes. It's a shame I never got to meet Don Augusto. I feel like I would have liked him.
He was a great man. One of the greatest I ever knew. I miss him every day.
Well, when we hold Lenny's head far up into the clouds, we'll pour one out for the real guy, Don Augusto.
I look forward to that day.
And I won't drink Lenny's blood. I'll think about it, but I won't do it.
We're gonna throw him off a cliff.
Yeah. Attach him to a barrel full of TNT and chuck him off a cliff. Well, it was nighttime, right? All right, well, I'll see you in the morning, Frito.
Yeah, I leave.
Try to get some rest.
All right. Anything in the morning, or shall we set out?
No, I'm probably pretty quiet in the morning.
All right. Evening passes. The rapier does not warn you of any impending danger. Get up in the morning, eat rush breakfast, and set out for the day.
Hell yeah.
Come to camp the next night. Once again, any RP questions, stuff people want to be trying to doing?
I'm going to use this forested area to practice using my grappling hooks.
You spend some time throwing a rope up into the trees.
Well, no, I have 2 grappling hooks. I'm not throwing ropes.
Grappling hooks, especially in this time period, are going to be like literal hooks tied to the end of a rope that you like swing around and then throw, and it wraps around something, and then you pull yourself up.
But he wants to be Spider-Man.
If he ties the ropes to his arms, then he can be Spider-Man.
Exactly. What are you trying to use it to do instead, Nick?
Tarzan.
Yeah, I want to be Tarzan.
If you bought like 50 of them and you went back and picked them all up afterwards, you could do something like that.
All right, never mind then.
Tarzan's a pussy anyway.
Yeah, when you got stuff like Misty Step, this guy so you can still practice with them in case you need them to climb stuff at any point.
Trees are gay.
All right. If as they are right now, your grappling hooks cannot do that. If maybe you find some artificer who capable of creating magical items.
Actually, that's a pretty good idea, because I wanted to get some sunlight goggles from an artificer that's good at making magic items, so we can put it in order together, Frito.
Set out again for the day.
We'll reach Thundertree by the end of the day, right?
You're like just out of sight of Thundertree when nighttime comes.
What do we see?
I mean, like, it's still, you're not quite there. It's like a mile away. So you can't quite see it, maybe, but you know you're close.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see any stealthy trackers in the area?
See if people are like following you and stuff.
Yeah, or if I can find this read-off guy that we found out about.
Sure.
Natural 20. 24.
You do a little bit of scouting. While Frito and Robert and Gerald set up camp, you take one of the horses and sort of do a little patrol around. You don't really notice any hiding people, but you do eventually crest a hill, and then in the distance, still probably 300 yards away from you, you see the outlines of a village.
Okay. I head back to camp.
All right. You make your way back to camp. You see the tents have been set up. Gerald's cooking over the fire the rations and making a little bit of better food. You find anything, boss? Gerald's voice changes every time I speak.
No, nothing to worry about.
That's good.
Yeah. It's too quiet here, Gerald.
Yeah, if you want, we could have Robert play us a tune.
Oh. That's an excellent idea.
Robert, you want to play some music?
I say that's an excellent idea, and then we both just proceed to stare at Robert for like
Stare at me. What's going on?
He's completely spaced out. He's gone cross.
What kind of tune are you feeling this fine evening?
Do you know Tales of the Lizard Gizzard?
See, you like a exotic sound.
Yes.
I bring out my bagpipes and wargong.
Both instruments would require you to have two hands, so I don't know how you planned on playing both at the same time.
Shittily.
Perfect. You're like, you have, I guess you have the wargong sort of leaned up against something and the mallet like clutched in your foot, and then you're playing the bagpipes while also trying to like slam your foot on the wargong at the right time.
I have the mallet clenched in between my ass cheeks, and I sit down really hard every time I want to hit it.
Perfect. Give me a performance roll with disadvantage, because you specifically said you were going to do it shittily.
Performance is a 12.
All right. He got better than a 10, so this isn't as good as if you had like a troupe of people playing this, because it's missing the vocals, because he has to use his mouth to play the bagpipes, and every now and again he like takes his mouth off to like hiss and snake. He's like he's like trying to do a 3-man performance with one man. So it's not the best, but for one man playing 3 instruments at once, he's doing pretty well.
I start doing a underdark dance around the fire as I clap along to his butt mallet.
All right. You do that for the evening.
Yes, tire myself out dancing.
Eventually head off to bed, and then wake up the next morning. Before we set off for Thundertree, does someone want to use their inspiring leader?
Sure.
All right. Tell me how you spend 10 minutes inspiring everyone.
I just go, if we're all like around a fireplace or something, I go from person to person, just telling them they're the greatest Think you the best. Someone needs to give you a promotion. I'm just throwing praise at every single person I can.
Thank you, Frito. I do deserve a promotion. I look up towards the sky.
And you immediately regret it because the sun's coming out.
Ah!
Yeah, quickly duck your head back down, and you're like, oh.
Wait, guys, how long are you allowed to look at the sun each day?
Gerald turns to you and is like, not at all. If you stare at it directly, you'd go blind.
God damn, this world sucks. You've got a giant fireball above you that blinds people.
Only if you look directly at it. For like more than 30 seconds.
I look up at it quick and then put my head back down.
You're not blind, but you definitely got like those spots you get in your eyes when you've stared at a light source too long.
I start going, oh god, I'm blind! I'm gone blind! I drop to my knees. Ah!
Also, from the inspiring speech, everyone gets 9 temporary hit points.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Frito's the man. The man with a plan.
Which is good, because for some of us, that's like a third of our health. You make your way towards Thundertree. It doesn't take you very long, probably only like 45 minutes. So it's about 9 a.m. When you guys finally arrive at Thundertree.
What does it smell like?
Give me a perception. Who's leading the pack?
I think Robert's just our default leader at this point.
Big Bobby.
At least if we're on the horses, yeah.
I assume you tied up the horses before you entered town.
Okay, yeah.
Alright. Alright, you start approaching from the south. Everyone give me a history check who wants to.
12.
12.
17.
17.
21. 21?
21.
Do
Oris.
sound for me.
Anyone?
Once you heard of Thundertree from people, you started doing a little bit of research and also just thinking back about what you've heard on the surface. And you came to realize that you have heard of Thundertree before. And you know that was once a prosperous logging community set up on the edge of the Neverwinter Wood. However, 30 years ago, the eruption of Mount Hottenau to the north devastated the town. And in the wake of the eruption, a plague of strange zombies swept over the area, killing or driving off those who survived the eruption.
Like lava zombies or just zombies?
You're not quite sure. Just based off what you heard of, there was undead in the area after the eruption. The mountain is Hotenow. That's hot in now. Hot now.
It's hot now.
Hoot now?
Good.
Hoot now.
The whole town hot now. Shit.
All right, as you crest a hill and tie up the horses and the oxen in the wagon near the top of the hill before you start approaching into town, gradually the trail becomes an old, overgrown lane, winding between dilapidated buildings choked with vines and brush. In the middle of the settlement rises a steep hill upon which stands a stone tower with a partially collapsed roof and an adjoining cottage. A dirt road hugs the base of the hill and winds its way between the old stone houses, many of which are roofless ruins. Other buildings appear intact. The whole place is eerily silent. A wooden sign is nailed to a post nearby. It reads, "Danger. Plant monsters and zombies. Turn back now."
Plant monsters?
I love plant monsters.
Alright, and I will bring y'all to Thundertree.
What are the odds you think the plant monsters are friendly?
Shit, I mean, are any plants safe around you, Charles? Or Charles. Robert?
What did you call me?
Sorry. God, you're so sensitive.
Wasn't Charles the name of the firm?
Yeah, that he beat the shit out of.
Don't bring his name up.
Listen, I'll participate in Frito's trauma because it seems a little bit real. But whatever you got with ferns, you gotta figure that shit out.
Fully supportive of one friend, the other friend. It's like, your shit's too weird for me. Figure that out on your own.
Or give me some context clues because it just seems like a drug thing, man.
Maybe you need to work on getting him off the drug.
Yeah, maybe I do.
Alright, you guys are all on the Thundertree map, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You make your way up from the south. Where would you guys like to go?
So this is like a hilly area?
This is the hill.
Okay.
Well,
fellas,
So-
just want to check it building by building and see what we find?
it's the base of the hill.
Sure.
Is one way to go about it. Which building are you going to head to first?
Want to go to this one?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a walk in the south wall.
You're gonna walk in here.
Yeah.
All right. This room looks as if it might have once been a farmhouse. It is now half swallowed by a dense thicket, with trees growing through its foundations. The lane continues south from where you just came, a short distance past the ruins before turning into an overgrown field.
If we poke our head in, do we see anything of value or interest?
You guys walk over towards the door. Who sticks their head in?
I will. I get
Alright.
decapitated by a fucking fly trap or whatever.
Forrest sticks his head in. Give me, as the adventurer and monster hunter that you are, well, not monster hunter, but the dweller into the strange places of Faerun that you are, I'll let you have advantage. Give me a nature check, I think.
Okay. I have advantage?
Yeah. Yes.
It's so dark in my room I can't see my dice. Okay, the first one's a 19. The second one is a 15, so 21 again.
You stick your head in and notice 14 creatures within the farmhouse.
14 creatures.
14. 12 of them you recognize as twig blights. 2 of them, needle blights. And they start moving towards you. And we're going to start initiative.
Yo, would I know if they've got a lot of health or not?
I don't know. Do they physically look like that?
You know...
Are they literally twigs?
Yeah, you know these creatures are not that much of a challenge.
Dude just got
Or-
stick bugged.
Adventurers of your caliber.
Okay. I got a 7.
7.
I don't know what caliber that makes me, but...
Frito?
Unnatural 20.
Robert?
19.
Alright. Robert is first up.
Nice. Oh my god.
Before we start combat, because I saw them, could I move out of the way so people could access the door, or...
Yes. You can move back there.
Yeah.
Alright. Robert. Frito, you're up.
Seeing as the building is full of twig people, I'm gonna fire a firebolt in and try and shit on this one.
Give me a roll.
That will be a 12.
You launch the firebolt through the doorway. Unfortunately, the creature sees it coming and dodges, and it splashes against the wall.
Alrighty, that's all I'm gonna do.
Alright. Robert, you're up.
Alright. I'm pulling up with the big bing bang. I'm going to shatter the house. Let's see. That is not the ruler.
Guessing this is the square you're going to try to put it in.
Yeah, I'll do that. Can I... Is this thing a window?
No.
Okay. And yeah, I guess I'd move over there.
Move there and then cast Shatter. Roll your damage.
15 damage.
15. Alright. And it's a con save?
Yeah, con 14.
Alright. You released Shatter right there. Boom! Boom! The energy releases and rips through the farmhouse. And these creatures, being made out of twigs as they are, shatter completely upon impact, and you kill all of the creatures in the radius.
Yay!
Those twigs thought they were the shit. Not even the fart.
You asked me how dangerous they were. I told you, not very.
They're literally sticks. Are we killing children?
They would be dangerous. No.
Okay. I know that they're bad.
They're evil children.
Why are they bad?
They're not so much bad as
Oh, no.
they are. Oh no, they are literally bad. I was trying to think of a reason, and I looked at the description of it. Neutral evil. So,
They are invasive.
yep, it's an invasive species. They like killing things that disturb where they live. They're not great creatures.
Okay, fair enough. They're a plague in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
They like killing things. Oh my god. Get them.
Who would do such a thing? Is that a fern? This must be like going to some sort of like theme park for Robert. There's just plant monsters everywhere, and he gets to destroy as many as he wants with no guilt at all.
Yes, sir. I'm having a field day out here.
If only Charles was here to see this, he could be crying.
This is giving me a high that Slither still never could.
Yo, what the?
Maybe that's the first step to getting off it.
I see that look in Robert's eyes, and I'm like,
tons of plants.
this is progress.
Yes.
Maybe you need to become a farmer. You kill tons of plants every year.
Hell yeah. I'll move back one as well.
Become a locust.
Back one. All right, that was very effective.
The house is still standing then. Right?
Yes, the house still stands. Because I believe from the place you cast it, you miss most of the
Nice.
building. Next up is one of the needle blights. It is movement is 30. I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then shoot at Robert. It points its fingers out and just launches like a swarm of needles out at you.
Oh.
Does a 9 hit?
No.
All right. Yeah. A bunch of needles fly out, and they mostly just impact in the door frame, and then like land at your feet.
We start hearing a laugh track go off in the background.
Wah, 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 wah. All right. The 2 remaining twig blights come rushing out. One gets there. The other one gets there. It's going to lash out at Robert, considering he killed his entire family.
Fair.
But I assume a 9 also doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
Still, they've been rolling pretty shit. Oris, that's you.
All right. I pop out of the bush, try to blast this with Eldritch Blast.
All right. Disadvantage because it is early morning.
Let's see what I got. First one's a 15. Second one is a 15, so that's going to be a 20 to hit.
That hits.
All right, let's do some damage. What? It's the D10? I'm so smart.
How many sides does it have?
Let me count real quick. That's a 6 plus 3, 9 damage.
I forget how we've described it. You just, I guess, you reach the Wraith Blade out and like energy just blasts from it.
Yeah, I guess now that I have Warcaster, I'm literally blasting a Eldritch Blast from my sword. And it's just like a blue beam of energy. Like a stormtrooper's gun or something. But it hit this time. Usually I have stormtrooper aim, but this time, no.
It blasts forward, impacts into the blight, and it blasts forth into a bunch of twigs going unanimated on the ground.
I start holding my sword like an AK.
Creature's dead. Gerald is up next.
Gerald!
What would
The
not
harbinger
be a waste?
of death.
What would not be a waste of Gerald's turn?
Just smack it.
He's just gonna step forward and smack a bit.
Smack it. Why not?
He got a nat 1. He swings the sword. The stick creature sort of deforms around the path of the sword and then reforms back together as he misses. But that will bring us back to the top of initiative with Frito.
Ooh, okay. Frito's not rocking with the guy in front of him, so I'm gonna rapier.
Stab him with a rapier.
You should have sneak attack, right?
Yeah, I think so. How about a 23? Does that hit?
That hits.
Right,
That
then
is a
I'm gonna
goofy
do
goober of an attack.
10 plus 2d6s, 13 damage.
You pierce, you just lash out, slash, as it just finishes reforming from Gerald's attack. You just pierce it, and it slumps over and, like, disintegrates onto the ground.
Get fucked, loser. I end my turn in attack mode.
As you can tell, these guys are not the strongest. Robert, you are up.
Oh, we forgot to try talking to them. No, I'm just kidding. Shove a twig in your ass.
I don't think any of you speak plant, so I don't know if that would have worked.
Robert might when he's really high, but I don't think he does right now.
Robert,
Activate pesticides.
Did your microphone stop working again? We can't hear you if you're talking.
I'm a killer girl. I'm sorry, but I can't change.
Is it Nick's turn or mine?
Yours. That's what I was saying,
Okay.
Robert.
I was restocking my fridge.
Ah.
Alright.
So you're a stalker? Of women.
Yes, sir.
Nick took care of the last of the twig blights. All is left is the needle blight.
Nice.
That needle
I'm gonna
blight
be
has a
a-
trendy ass haircut, bro.
Gonna insult him and throw a dart at him.
All right, give me a roll.
20. Not
20
natural.
hits.
Pussy! And throw a dart.
Heal pussy and hit him for 6 dart damage.
You throw the dart. It impacts onto him, doing the 6 damage, but he is still up. Or it's still up, I should say. It is a plant.
That is the end of my turn.
I think it's just gonna launch more needles at you, Robert.
Big Bobby.
Yeah, I'm guessing an 8 doesn't hit you. I've rolled like shit so far in combat today. That brings us down to Oris. There used to be like 14 other monsters in between you two, but nope. Dylan,
Yeah, what's up?
it's your turn.
Okay. Eldritch Blast.
All right, give me a roll.
This building has no roof, right?
I believe it still does, but there are trees growing
Would stepping inside
out part of it.
take away disadvantage?
I mean, you're still in the sun, and he's close enough to the door. I don't think it would.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna hit 9 or 9 again.
But +5, right?
No, that was 4 plus 5.
Oh, you got 2 4s?
Yeah.
Damn. You level the sword out, blast, and unfortunately miss.
Whoops!
Gerald is up next. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Gerald charges in. Got a 9 on the dice. +7, which is 16, and that hits. Does 2d6s worth of damage.
I start
Doug.
doing a premature Fortnite dance.
8 + 5 does 13 damage. Slices off the head of the last enemy. Combat ends. All the blights are dead.
And
And
gather them all up in the middle of the house.
you net 100 XP each.
That was more than I expected.
Yeah, I think that was our first fight where no one got injured.
Let's go! All we had
Robert-
to do was fight a literal stick.
Robert gathers all the bodies up in the center of the house.
Anyone got Firebolt as a cantrip?
Yes.
No, that's crazy.
And I assume everyone's sort of inside watching Robert do this.
Huma chaka, huma, huma, huma chaka.
How much XP did we gain?
100.
100.
100.
Now that they're all gathered up, what do you wish to do?
I'll look at Frito and I'll say, light it up.
I'll indulge his heinous
Yeah.
acts and light it up.
Do you like point and fire leaps out of your finger? That's how I've been imagining it. Do you like raise your hand, Iron Man style? How do you cast Firebolt?
He snaps his fingers and it lights up.
I am the tungsten fellow.
So
Biden
Iron Man style. Call him out for.
Not Iron Man. Biden blast.
I'm not saying that. Iron Man style.
Nope. We're saying it Biden blast, or we're not saying it at all.
The Brandon Blast.
All right, you cast Firebolt and light all the creatures on fire.
Ah,
Good.
smells like dead sticks. I never thought I'd smell that before, but... or I never thought I'd smell that ever. I never thought I'd smell that before. I think I did some drugs. Alright. Let's... I'm assuming there's gonna be more of these little twinks, so
What?
let's get... What do you got a problem with now, Robert? Stop grabbing my
I just told
balls.
them twinks.
I can do whatever I want. They're on fire.
You got a point.
What are
Set
they
out
gonna
for the
do?
next house.
Yeah. Do we want to head here next or here?
I'd say probably here.
Alright.
Given that I'm right next to the door that sees it.
All right, you guys start making your way out over here. You just walk in.
Kick that door down, Robert.
This small house is in better condition than the dilapidated structures nearby. The doors are reinforced with heavy iron bands, and thick
Oh.
shutters protect the windows.
Hold on. there might be someone living here. A zombie. He's like just living out his life. Should we knock?
Yeah, I'll knock.
Alright, cool. Let's do the Frito method.
You pull up and knock on the door.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything for a little bit, and then you hear, "Who is it?"
I bump Frito on the shoulder to be like, Riz time.
Listen him up, Fredo.
Hello. This is we're a group of weary travelers, and we were wondering if you'd be able to assist us.
"What brings you to Thundertree, weary travelers?"
So we're talking through the door, right?
Yes.
Why did we come here again?
Am I even here?
I like turn to the
Uh,
people.
as far as Robert remembers, this is where the potion is. Unless he's wrong.
What potion?
Yeah, what the fuck? What?
A lady we saved from the Red Brand house.
Oh, the ring that she said.
Ring.
There's a ring here and there's undead here, so we just kind of came to look around. So you can say whatever you want, Frito.
Oh, we saw this lovely community, and we thought we'd stop in on our travels.
Lovely community. This town's been abandoned for 30 years.
Oh, but you're still here, so clearly not.
Are you an apothecary?
I am not an apothecary, but I do have some skill in healing.
Oh, well, that's quite useful. Not that you just give it up willy-nilly. William Nillard, I should say.
I suppose we should stop having this conversation through the door.
That'd be nice.
Why don't you all
Oh,
come
your door
inside?
looks pretty nice. Oh.
The door opens and you see behind it an elderly human woman with long white hair.
A woman.
Okay, and it looks like she wants us to come inside.
Yes.
Doesn't look fun inside.
It looks like a house inside, Andrew.
Alright.
Gerald, why don't you just stand in the doorway so it doesn't, like, close shut on us?
Alright, Gerald sort of stands in the doorway.
Ah, wonderful. What does her house look like?
It looks sparse. It's clear she's been here for a while, but also it's sort of hard to get luxuries in a ruined town overrun by plants and zombies.
What is a fine woman like yourself doing in a place like this?
Well,
Thank God we didn't kick the door down.
Ah!
Give an old lady a heart attack and then she, like, a bane blights us or whatever. I was looking for a smoothie shop and I just couldn't leave. Neither can you. We're all cursed.
I visit here from time to time as I travel the wilderness as a place with relatively shelter and most members of civilization avoid due to the monsters.
How do you avoid the monsters?
You see, I am a druid, so I am able to turn myself into a variety of animals that they
That
avoid.
is so impressive. I don't know if I've ever met a druid. This is quite the occasion.
Yes, well, we mostly prefer to stay in the wild.
Yes, of course. Anyway, introductions. I am Oris Anur, famed treasure hunter. This here is my bestest of friends, Frito Ziziorto, I should say. Gerald standing in the door is a giant person in a suit of armor that will destroy anything that we say to destroy, unless he doesn't want to. And that's Robert.
It's nice to meet all of you. I am Rudolph.
Oh my god!
Adolf.
No, Robert.
You're not related to Adolf, are you?
No, Robert, stop! That's not a name most people
I
like.
didn't hear that. It's not.
Rudolph,
I like it.
do you know, scrolling as fast as I can through my notes, do you know Quaileen Alderleaf?
Yes. Sorry, I'm quickly scrolling through my notes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've met a few times when I stopped in Phandelver for supplies or to see what issues they're having with the wildlife.
This is great news. Actually, one of the reasons we came to Thundertree, or we were going to come here, was Quaileen herself told us that you are quite the tracker.
I am quite good. Well, tracking has become more difficult in my old age, but I do know the lay of the land quite well.
Yes, well, Unfortunately, we are no longer of need of your services as we had discovered the place we were looking for. I don't know if you've heard of it, Cragmaw Castle.
Yes, I am aware of Cragmore Castle.
Are you aware that the fiends inside have now been dealt with? Slain by mighty heroes?
You were able to kill all of the goblins inside the castle.
In 30 minutes, no less.
That is quite fortunate. They were a threat to the balance.
Yes. But that's not all. There's more behind the scenes of this story. Behind the goblins. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that in your travels?
No, I've been more focused in recent times on a growing danger here in Thundertree.
I sort of look around to the rest of the party. Perhaps we could assist you in these things.
That would be quite useful if you were able to.
Look at the group. Come on, guys. Speak up.
We can do that.
I love killing things. I mean, what?
Evil things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, killing it is definitely one solution for the problem, but not necessarily what it is 100% needed. Though that would make sure the problem does not come back. Recently, a dragon has taken a in the house on top of the hill.
Sorry, I was coughing a lot. I thought you said dragon for a second, but clearly you didn't.
I did. Thankfully, this one is still quite young.
Oh, God.
But it is a threat to the natural balance of the region.
Are you suggesting that we kill a baby dragon? A wormling?
It's not quite a wormling. It is a young dragon.
You're good with nature, Readoff. What are our chances of one, surviving, and two, finding an alternative route than trying to kill it because of, again, the surviving thing? Could we lead it away somehow?
If you're willing to be chased by a dragon.
I wonder if we could create, like, Robert carries a bunch of weird-ass clothes with him, so we could fill one with, like, leaves, great clothes, beautiful accomplishments to your body.
Thank you.
Yes. We fill one of those outfits, one of those dumbass outfits, full of leaves and sticks, and then we put it on some sort of mechanism that it starts running and the dragon goes after it. That probably won't work, because what the fuck was I even saying? But you know what I mean? Or we could use magic to create some sort of...
I doubt... You will always could lure it away, but unfortunately the dragon seems to like its current roost and will probably just come back.
Robert, could you talk to the dragon?
I mean, maybe.
Do you know what it's doing in this area, Readoff?
I assume it's found that it likes... I do not know the motivation of the dragon, just that it found a new nest.
And it hasn't attacked anyone yet?
Not yet. It is still quite young, but as it grows older, this is quite close to Waterdeep. Not Waterdeep, Neverwinter. And it might start raiding the town.
All the more reason to influence it now. I don't know if you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking that we defeat all the undead and the plants that we can. Then we head up to where this wormling is, or the young dragon, and we lure it back to First Light Castle.
I think that's a good idea.
I don't know how the fuck we would do that, but we could have a dragon on our side. That's exactly it! That's how we defeat the spider without dying. We have a fucking dragon! Everything comes full circle! This series is awesome! Before I get my hopes up, Readoff, what would you say the chances that we could convince it to be our friend are?
I don't have a good track record with that, just a heads up.
But you have been doing it on weird creatures from different worlds.
Considering from the glimpses I've seen as it's gone out to hunt, it is a green dragon which falls in the chromatic category of dragon that typically are evil, greedy, and predatory and worship the dragon god Tiamat. Probably not greatest.
Well, now we know how to get on its good side. We offer it something only we can offer it. And that's not only the head of the spider, but it's the Forge of Spells. Or at least part of it.
that's just your solution for everything going forward? Hey,
Yeah.
I know we only own 16% of this, but do you want to buy?
Do you want 4%? We can give Gerald's percentage away. Fuck it. Or I'll give mine if Gerald doesn't want to give his away. But I would say
a dragon's gonna want part of a mine.
I think a dragon's gonna want money. They always do, right? They like having large hordes.
Just offer him gold.
Yeah.
Gerald,
I don't know if he understands like money over time though.
If anything, the dragon might just take over Wave Echo Cave as its new lair, and we'll have to kill it then.
Yes, but that will be once the spider is dead. We don't even need it for the whole time. We just get to a place where we're fighting the spider, and then we blow some sort of horn, and suddenly... It's the perfect plan. This could not go wrong in any way. It totally wouldn't start attacking us.
Well, well, I wish you adventurers luck with that plan of yours.
If we do get rid of this dragon, what are you willing to offer us? Enough gold to persuade a dragon, perhaps?
I don't know if she has that.
All I really have to offer is my gratitude.
If I walk back here and I'm bleeding out, can you heal me?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
do
perfect.
Can you
Good enough
teach
for
me
me?
some healing methods? Like spells of some sort?
that. Unfortunately, no. I only know druidic magic, and you seem to be
Different.
You seem to be practicing a different school of magic than me.
Oh, well, worth a try.
It's always good to keep the schools segregated.
Yes, only the studious wizards typically are able to learn from every category. Do you learn from wizard spells, which I don't believe have any healing?
It's over. Some would say it's fucking cooked.
You could grab a feat at some point. That gives you druidic magic, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could come back here, and you could have your lessons. On this day, Frito Zizorto vows to become the greatest druid that isn't a druid to ever live. Okay.
No.
I put my head down in shame.
Well, I look forward to hearing your success.
Yes, you're gonna be quite surprised when you see us riding in on a fucking dragon after having slain whatever the spider is. I put my hand out to shake hers.
She shakes yours as well.
I go gentle so I don't rip her arm off. Not that I have the strength to do that. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you and cross that off the list of things that might help us, but end up not actually. All right, well, peace out. I moonwalk out the door and bump into Gerald.
Dun, 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 dun.
Gerald steps out of the way. I assume everyone leaves?
Yeah.